Good afternoon, fellow Malaysians. This is Matthias once again from Future Fast Forward. I believe most of you must be thinking very hard, what is the future of Malaysia after the results of the Sarawak state elections? I must be concerned about your rights, your welfare, and the future direction of our country. Let me say this to you. The grim facts, the ugly truth is facing the entire country. If at all, the results of the Sarawak state elections confirms and corroborates what I've said to you in all my previous addresses. In summary, Malaysia is broken to the very core of its fundamental values. And our country has been taken over by what I call gangster politics. And this is exemplified by the number one gangster protecting Najib, the famous, or rather the infamous, gangster politician by the name of Nazri, who says he wants to enter a fist fight with Tun Mahathir, 9 years old. Just pause and think about it. A member of the cabinet, a member of the UMNO Supreme Council, has made a statement to the entire world and to the country. He's prepared to have a fist fight with the former Prime Minister of Malaysia, our beloved Tun Mahathir. What does that say about this man and what he personifies? Never in the history of our country, never has anyone descended to this level of gutter politics than this numbskull, gangster, bully. And this reflects the leadership of the Najib regime. This reflects the total bankruptcy of the Najib regime. Because in the past, no politicians or leader of any kind has ever behaved in such a manner, using such uncouth street language of challenging to a fist fight to settle his immature differences with Tun Mahathir. Can you imagine this? This numbskull, this scumbag, this coward. And what an example he's setting to all our children and our grandchildren studying in school, who, to their horror, upon reading his tweet or statement that he's going to fight, fist fight with Tun Mahathir. Shame, huh? Hey, shame on you. And you call yourself a Muslim? A leader of UMNO? A pretender to be a deputy prime minister? Shame, shame, shame. You are a scumbag, as I've stated before. And whoever hangs around you are no better scumbags. And it's very simple, you see. This man has no guts. He challenged Tun Mahathir, but he dare not challenge anybody else So this statement is actually a provocation. Because he knows that he can't fight. Because anyone involved in such a fist fight would commit a crime of assault and can be charged by the police in a criminal court. Let me expose this charlatan, this pseudo-gangster, this scumbag, okay? This fourth-rate mafia. Hey, Nazri, if you have the guts to fight, you know what you say? You should know how to preface a challenge. You should say, I, Nazri, scumbag number 1, gangster politician number 1, they fight with anyone in a fist fight, but on condition that I will sign a declaration witnessed by at least 2 other witnesses that if I am injured in any way or killed, no charge will be levied, no indictment, no criminal charge will be levied against my opponent, and that this fight will be endorsed by your boss Najib because you're fighting on his behalf. Will be endorsed by Najib as a legitimate fight, and then IGP will also endorse your fight, your fist fight, as legitimate, and the Attorney General will also endorse this fist fight as legitimate, so that when you're walloped, black-eyed, and been to a pulp and fractured, the defender of your assault, of your challenge, cannot be charged. Excuse me. So, if you're sincere, and you're really in true blood a gangster, make those conditions first. Don't throw a statement and challenge Mahathir. So, my fellow countrymen, let me tell this to you. It is these people, these gangster politicians, that has put a shame to our country. And they are, right now, the leaders of our country. So do you agree? And I think you must agree with me that our country is broken beyond repair. And the politics that exists today is gutter politics. And all they can do is hitting, okay, the drums, making a lot of noise. All thunder, no rain, empty, hollow. And I will appeal to all of you, if and when, if there is election, all right, go out and make sure such gangster politicians, such misfit scumbags are never elected again. Hound them out, throw them out completely, and put them into the dustbin of history. Okay? Because these people that stifle Malaysia, and Malaysia, our proud country, is now broken, sunk into the cesspool of Najib's corruption. And I'm going to say in very blunt terms, the Najib regime is a crime syndicate under criminal investigations by several jurisdictions all over the world. In the USA, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Singapore, Hong Kong, and more recently, Australia. Never before in our history has a Prime Minister and his cahoots, his accomplice, the China Kwai Joe Low, the China Kwai Tan Kim Lung, the Arab rapist, Tariq Obeid, the Masaleh, Patrick Mahoney, the Abu Dhabis, Husseini, Kubesi, has brought such shame that we, our country, are subject to criminal investigations by all the above named countries that I mentioned earlier. Right? Most sickening is that the authorities in Switzerland has said 1MDB, a company owned by our government, by the Ministry of Finance, led by Najib, is a prime example of money laundering. And the evidence is clear-cut. The evidence of corruption is clear-cut. The evidence is there. Billions, several US billions are sloshing around the world. Okay? And some of which end up in his personal accounts. Okay? Transactions are in the hundreds of millions. Shameful, isn't it? Utter shame. Utter disgrace. It's been established that at least US 1 billion was transferred into 5 personal accounts of the Prime Minister between 2011 and 2014. 2 members of the cabinet, the Deputy Prime Minister, Najib Muhyiddin, and his colleague, Shafiq Abdal, has been sacked. The Ministry of Besar of Kedah, Dr. Mukris, has been removed for questioning the criminality of the Prime Minister. Yet, no cabinet member have resigned in protest following this blatant abuse of power. Shame, shame. Not one leader of the component parties of the Barisan Nasional have dared criticize Najib. They hang on to his coattails just so they can enjoy the perks and the salary of being a minister and parade as if they are somebody. When in fact, we can see that they are nothing but hollow, empty, all thunder, no ray, no backbone, no morality. In the result, what we have in Malaysia right now is an unprecedented collective of accomplices in the crimes of Najib regime and in the crimes of the subsequent cover-ups. So let me assure you that the recent results of the Sarawak state election, whereby Barisan Nasional won by a landslide, has not changed the status quo. In fact, it doesn't surprise me at all. And neither should it surprise you, good people of Malaysia, how BN won the election in Sarawak. Sarawak has always been known as a cesspool of corruption, and all previous state elections has been won as a result of massive vote buying. They were likewise the master of philosophy, cash is king. But more so this time, cash has been showered down from Barisan helicopters to the people of Sarawak. That's why they won the election. Simple as that. And no way, let me tell you, that the victory of the Barisan Nasional in Sarawak is an endorsement of the Najib regime. On the contrary, is a corroboration that the corruption as personified by the Najib regime has reached such proportion, such depths of disgust, of criminality, that Malaysia right now, under the present system, is beyond repair. Beyond repair. It is broken. The whole system is broken. And only one person must be held responsible for this chaos, this mess, and that is Najib, by virtue of being a Prime Minister and Chairman of the Barisan Nasional. And more so now, with the recent expose that one MDB on the 18th of September has defaulted in its financial obligations to bondholders who lent one MDB billions of dollars, and today will be the second default if one MDB has not paid what is due to be paid to bondholders. This is another disgrace. Because in the history of Malaysia, we have never ever defaulted in our financial obligations. And surprise, no, what is disgusting is none of the cabinet give a damn. The way they behave is just another day. And today, as reported in the mainstream media, the Deputy Minister of Finance, I think Johari something, says, we will not interfere in this fiasco. It's a matter of two companies. One MDB and IPIC, the sovereign fund of the Abu Dhabi Government. But these two entities are in fact owned by governments. So it's not a dispute between two governments, two companies, but rather two governments. And their actions have shown utter irresponsibility and no shame. No shame whatsoever. And this attitude, this non-action, is a reflection of their moral values. In fact, they have no values. Their values are hollow values, empty values, and a culture of a criminal enterprise. Again, no shame. They go about doing the same thing every day. And when they go home to face their families, I wonder how they can face their wife, their children, or their grandchildren. That they have brought such shame to the family. Because if they had any principles, any integrity, these scumbags will resign and protest against the corruption, the criminality of the present regime. But no, they rather put their self-interest, their comfort, their perks in priority of Malaysia. Shame, shame, shame. No values. And they tell the whole country, believe in God. And Rosma says, be patient. Allah is testing them. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. Alright? These are outright crimes. Instead of asking for forgiveness, begging for forgiveness, they turn just the opposite. They blaspheme God and tell the world it's okay. We can take our time. hoping that in time, people will forget their crimes. But let me tell you, these scumbags in UMNO, these scumbags in MCA, these scumbags in Gerakan, these scumbags in all the parties of the Barisan Nasional, people will not forget. People will hunt down each and every criminal who took part in this scam. Alright? So don't be afraid, fellow Malaysians. Do not feel that you can't do anything, that you're so powerful. They are not powerful. The regime is not powerful. They are at the last link of their regimes. Okay? They can't survive. Let me show you. They cannot survive. Because God will punish such evildoers. It's a matter of time. And many of you have asked me, what can we do? We're ordinary people. We have to earn a living. The cost of living is so high. Our salaries have been stagnant for the last 15 years. Inflation has ate up all our savings. We're living day to day from hand to mouth. What can we do? Let me say to you all, fellow Malaysians, be optimistic. Have faith in God. Surrender to His will. Have absolute faith that He will guide you, protect you, and defend you. In all circumstances, against all enemies and adversities. And you can play your part. You can play your part to destroy this fascist regime, this police state. Why? By doing your little part. And what's this little part? Simple. We are not asking you to sacrifice your family, your jobs, your welfare. But what you can do most effectively is to tell the truth, the ugly truth, and expose all these scumbags and gangsters. Alright? They can control all the mass media, the newspapers, the television. But can they control your minds? Can they control your voice? And you don't need to talk to the whole country. It is enough for each one of you to go about every day, talk to your colleagues in your office, your neighbors, your friends, your relatives. Just say, we must expose the scumbags, the gangster politicians like Nazri, led by none other than Najib. Keep on repeating. Our leaders are scumbags, gangsters, politicians. Hollow, empty, all thunder and no rain. They must do one thing. Zip their mouth, shut them out, so that no more filth, the foul filth, will ever emit from their mouth. Just keep on repeating that, that's all. Because no way can the most sophisticated propaganda machine or network employed by the Najib regime counter this effective whispering campaign of the Rakyat. This people's power and the most powerful, most effective. Every day. Repeat and repeat and repeat this simple message. Get rid of these scumbags. And to UMNO members, the rank and file, don't be afraid. Your leaders have betrayed you. Tell your families, You can rebuild UMNO. But first, get rid of gangsters and these scumbags. Repeat it every day. Until your entire neighborhood will sing in glory that when we defeat these scumbags, a new Malaysia will be born. Till then, every day, repeat this slogan. Get rid of scumbags. Down with the gangster politicians. Reclaim back Malaysia. Rebuild Malaysia. And we must reset Malaysia. And we can only reset Malaysia if we get rid of scumbags, gangsters, politicians, okay? Cowards. People who have no shame has taken over our government. Say no more. When you see any MPs, aduns, state assemblymen of the Barisan Nasional, go up to their face and tell them, shame on you, you coward. Shame on you, scumbag. Shame on you, traitors. So that they will run upon you, exposing them. And as they run, you follow them. Take a selfie, use a handphone and catch them in the act of running away. And then put on social media. Because if they are genuine MPs or state assemblymen or don'ts, they ought to stand up and explain their action and justify their action. But let me tell you, they will not dare do it. So, the second thing you can do, over above, talking to your families, your neighbors, your colleagues, expose the scumbags, go to the office of your adults, go to the offices of your MPs, your member of parliament, okay? Or to their house, or when they attend any function, just go up to them and say, hey, you scumbag, explain to us why you carry out the crimes of the Laundering regime. Why have you not resigned? Why you steal, taking our taxpayers' money and be part of the cover-up? Scumbag, scumbag, and scumbag. Okay? Surround them and expose them. And finally, once again, may I remind you, please surrender yourself to the will of God. He is the ultimate protector. Have absolute faith the Almighty God will protect us, guide us, and defend us in all circumstances, in the face of all enemies and adversities. Trust me. And every morning, I appeal to you, before you start work, say a little prayer. Any way you want. Ask God's grace, His protection, to save Malaysia from the clutches of these evil people. Alright? So don't forget, have absolute faith in God Almighty and think forward. With that, I thank you once again for your attention, and may you have a good day, and may God bless you all. Thank you.